nonstop calls, and I was like, who's calling me at 4:30 in the morning? And my agents called me. My agents were calling me, talk to them, and then I actually seen a message that he sent. He said, "Hey, we need you to pick up the phone. Barcelona are gonna put in an offer for you." Wow. And then I woke up. From there, I didn't go to sleep. As soon as I read the message, I called my agents, got on the phone, did whatever we had to do. But yeah, it was crazy because I didn't wake up at 4:30. I woke up maybe 5:30, and I seen the message, and I was like, "Oh hell, I gotta wake up." So I woke up, and then one of the biggest decisions and the hardest decisions in my life. I think a lot of people on the outside don't really understand the pressure and what it brings. I was 17, I think I was 17 or 18. I don't remember what age I was when was it? When did I make my debut with the Net? Maybe 2021, 2 years ago. Maybe I was 19, 20, when I had to make one of the biggest decisions in my life because it was going to play a huge role throughout my career. It wasn't a decision where, okay, if I pick the Mexican national team and then I regret it, I can't go back. Mm-hmm. And I can't go, if I pick the U.S., I couldn't say, okay, the Mexican is one of the biggest decisions in my life that's going to play a huge role in my career. It's one that
I got scared for a minute, bro.
Nah, yeah, it wasn't. I had to press like launch meeting or something like that.
Yeah, I was like, God. And I was having trouble with my laptop too for the last 30 minutes. It was,
yeah.
And it never happens to me, but I mean, today it happened. But
do I look blurry or is it good?
No, you look good, bro.
Okay, I don't know if it looked blurry though.
No, it looks good. Well, on this side, it looks good.
Solid. No worries, bro.
Hey, how you been?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
I just woke up last night, and but I saw that you were in training, right? You come from training?
Yeah, I was at training now, and then I had some meeting with my agent because he was here visiting. He came for the Clásico, and then he came here with his family. So now I took him to the airport, and we went to lunch. So I literally got back probably like an hour ago.
So how does that feel with the big names that you always see on TV, but now you got them on your side, like playing with them?
Yeah, no, it's amazing, bro. It's a dream come true for sure. It's unreal. You see why they're the best players in the world because we're right next. I see them every day in training, and I never would have imagined me being here, but God works in mysterious ways, and I'm very happy and blessed for the opportunity, and I'm just working hard and enjoying the process.
How you say this? Like te asombrado, like amazed you.
Yeah. It amazed me. I think somebody that is very, very good, like very, very good. Frankie De Jong. Quality is unreal. Very calm, very nice guy. Everybody's very good. Everybody's very good, but just Frankie's just someone. He's good in games. When I've watched Barca play when I was back home and stuff, when I wasn't a part of the squad, but now it's when I'm here, he's very good. He's been good.
Now that you see the level of competition that you have right now, do you see in the future, in the coming months, debut in La Liga?
Yeah, the level's a lot higher. It's an adjustment that you have to try to get used to. It's an adjustment that you have to adapt to. I'm thankful that the language isn't really something that I have to adapt to. The culture is very good. It makes it easier because the players around me are very nice and they're very welcoming. So, but on the field, there's there's stuff that I still have to learn, stuff that I still have to adapt to as well. The speed of play is a lot higher than what I was playing at. Thinking before receiving the ball is something that is at a whole nother step here. So I feel like I'm adjusting very well. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it. I feel just that these guys have been here for so long that I don't really have to think. It's just a habit for them. It's something that just comes naturally, And as I was speaking to like Sergio Roberto the other day, because I was having trouble with the possession game, and asked him just what I could do better, and he was telling me that it just comes naturally, after being here so many years, and players that are here for so many years, it's just comes natural to them. So they're he said with time that you're doing, like you said, you got it. Don't worry about it. It's just you'll at a point you won't even think about who you're going to pass it to next, because you already know. So it's stuff like that it's very helpful, and I'm adjusting. So I'm thankful.
Who has helped you the most in the squad?
Everybody gives good advice. Everybody's giving good talking to me. Um, I like to visualize and learn like that. But whenever I have a question, or whenever there's something that I can do better, and somebody sees it, they'll tell me. But I like to, Jordi Alba, he's top, world class player. He's a top player, and he's someone that has inspired me as I was a kid, and now to be alongside him, he's a very, very good person too. So it's like I said, his dreams comes true.
Let's go back a little bit, because I forgot to ask you this question. Growing up in the USA, how close were you to your Mexican roots?
I was very close. I was very, very close to my Mexican roots. I have all my family. My mom is from Zacatecas. My dad is from Guanajuato. Um, Most of my mom's side has all migrated to the U.S. They all came at a very young age. My dad migrated at probably the same age, I think 15 years old.
Wow.
At the age of 15 to the U.S. With I'm not sure at the same time with his two brothers, but only two of his brothers are in the U.S. and then the rest of my dad's family is still in Guanajuato. So it's very close. I talk to my family a lot. My grandma from my dad's side of the family comes to the States as well. So whenever I'm here, it's I celebrate a lot of traditions. I speak Spanish to my grandmas. Not necessarily I used to speak very, very good Spanish when I was 15, when I was growing up, because my dad knows English,
Yeah.
but how do you say, like, le cuesta un poquito. So it's
Yeah.
if I talk to him in English, he would respond back to me in Spanish. So I understand everything perfectly fine. But at the age of 15, when I had to move out of my house to go into an academy team, I never really had to speak Spanish anymore. So it was difficult for me to keep it. And then now, when I signed my first deal, having all the backgrounds and all the different ethnicities around me, and it was I started to pick it up again and again. Not that I lost it completely, because I didn't lose it completely, but there were some words that that would cost me a little bit. But I was honestly very close to my roots, and that's why my whole life and my whole upbringing, I was always watching Mexican national team games. I was always watching Liga MX. It was very, very rare that that I would watch an MLS game, that I would watch the US team. I had nobody on the US team really, really, really inspired me, really gave me that drive. It was always to another one of your questions that you asked me. It's crazy how all these big people around the world, biggest players in the world, and mine. A lot of people ask me, "Oh, how was it playing with Ibra?"
Yeah.
He's one of the biggest players in the world. It was a dream come true. A dream that really came true to me was playing with Jonathan Dos Santos, training with Giovanni Dos Santos, playing with Chicharito. When Chicharito came, I was like, wow, like this is my dream. I was 14 years old, and I had his Manchester United jersey. Like, this is what my whole life was about. So I was very close to my roots, and like, I'm very, very proud to be a Mexican American. And I'm gonna hold that for the rest of my life, and it's something that I always cherish. But yeah, like I said, man, I'll represent Mexico to my fullest, and to the day I die, and I will represent it in the best way possible.
Was it a hard decision to pick a national team? Because I know the US call you in the beginning, I think U16, right? Early in your career. And most of the your process was with them. But now the
Yeah.
Mexican national team came. Was it hard? Was there a lot of pressure?
Oh, one of the biggest decisions and the hardest decisions in my life. I think a lot of people on the outside don't really understand the pressure and what it brings. I was 17, I think I was 17 or 18. I don't remember what age I was when was it? When did I make my debut? Maybe 2021, 2 years ago. Maybe I was 19, 20, when I
Mhm.
had to make one of the biggest decisions of my life because it was going to play a huge role throughout my career. It wasn't a decision where, okay, if I pick the Mexican national team and then I regret it, I can't go back.
Mhm.
And I can't go if I pick the U.S. I couldn't say, okay, the Mexican is one of the biggest decisions in my life that's going to play a huge role in my career. It's one that I took a lot of time to think about. But I will say that Mexico always had my heart. Mexico, because like I said, growing up, I was waking up at whatever time it was to watch a Mexican national team game. I was going to carne asada. Okay, my tia would say, okay, well, we're gonna get together here to watch the game. We're gonna eat carne asada, do whatever it is, to watch the game. So that's what was in my heart, and yeah, it was a tough decision. It was one that took a lot of time to myself, speaking to my family, speaking to people that I knew that were Mexican American, people that were on the U.S. national team, people that were on the Mexican national team. But ultimately, it's my decision. It's my career. Everybody supported me, and it's at the end of the day, I had to do what was best for me, and I'm very happy. I'm very, very, very happy. It's a dream come true, and I feel everything happens for a reason, and it's yeah, I'm happy, and I will represent Mexico forever. And I wanna win a lot of trophies, and I want to win a lot of games. I want to play a lot of games, and I want to be a starter. And this is a lot of dreams and goals that I have. And one of my goals was to represent Mexico, and for that to happen, it's just one more step to my next goal.
You were talking about that you were talking to your teammates, I mean, other Mexican American players. Do Mexican American players have a lot of pressure from the fan base, from their family? Does that affect y'all in some kind of way?
Yeah, I definitely think it affects us for sure. It's difficult because when it all comes out, it's not really, when you have to make a decision, you're not the only one that knows. There's a lot of people around the world. There's a lot of people around, both national teams that know. So it's a very, very big decision. It's a decision that, it caused a lot of stress on me, caused a lot of thinking, a lot of sleepless nights. And you could tell I was talking to my coach, Greg Vanny at the time, and he could tell that I was thinking about this decision because there was times where I would go to training and I wasn't performing at training well because the only thing that I had on my mind was, okay, well, I got called by two national teams. I have dual citizenship, and I have to make a decision by this day because World Cup qualifying is coming, and I want to be a part of the World Cup, and they're not going to call me if I don't make a decision soon. So there's a lot of things that came into play, affecting me on my performance. It was affecting me outside. Sometimes I wouldn't even speak to my family because I would get mad about, what I was thinking, what I was feeling maybe.
Mhm.
Um, wasn't really too much pressure on my family because my family supports me 100% in whatever decision I made. My friends, everything like that. My teammates, they none of my teammates, none of my Mexican teammates, my American teammates, they never ever made me persuaded me. They were telling me genuinely how they feel and what was good for me, and they were going to support me for a decision that I'm going to make because at the end of the day, it was a decision that I had to make for me and for my own good. So I think the biggest was just the outside, the people that don't really know a lot about it.
Yeah.
They have a big say in it because they represent, or they're the engine of the national teams. They're what keep us going. So I understand they have a lot to say. But yeah, I feel like it was a lot of pressure because you go online, sometimes on social media, but you would see social media going on, and it was just something that just happens, and it's the reality. But it does affect a lot of people, especially when I was 20, 19 years old, have to make one of the biggest decisions in my life. And it's hard to say, but there's going to be a lot more players that might have to make that decision, not just Mexican American, but whatever country they have. It's a difficult one because it's a beautiful sport. It's a big one, and one that millions of people in this world love it. So, but yeah, it was definitely a difficult one, and I would say up to date one of the most not difficult decision, but one of the most hardest processes of my career for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I asked that because every time we post about, I mean, you might see the post every time we talk about Yogo, Ricardo Pepe, David Ochoa before he made his debut with Mexico, before he chose Mexico. They always get like hate and like they
Yeah,
come
yeah, yeah.
Ochos and all this and all that, and we really don't know till the player tell us, right? And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I think that's something that fans they're not in their shoes, so they can't really.
Yeah, they're not, and it's like I said, they can always have something to say, and it's okay because that's what it is. But until you really understand, imagine you're your own kid at the age of 19, 17, 16, whatever it is. It's a hard decision because it's the decision that you have to make for the rest of your career. Your career, you're gonna have another 15, 20 years. It's a difficult one, but to be honest, it's all worth it, and I'm very happy. And I'm a very firm believer in everything happens for a reason, and I'm very happy and content, and I'm gonna represent and be the best version of myself.
All right, now let's talk about the Barcelona move. How do you find out about that Barcelona was showing interest in you?
I think maybe there was like 3, 4, 5 days max left in the window. I don't even know how many days. Um, but I had been talking to my agents throughout the whole month because we felt like something was going to happen. We felt there was good interest. We had been talking to different teams and everything, so we were in talks. And then comes the last five days, and in my head, I was really thinking, okay, maybe we wait for the next transfer window because maybe it's going to be a little bit too tight or whatever. Then I was just sleeping, and then
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I think it was about 4 in the morning my time. I don't know what time it was here, maybe 9 hours ahead. Um, I was receiving calls and like 4 or 5 in the morning, nonstop calls, and I was like, "Who's calling me at 4:30 in the morning?" And my agents called me. My agents were calling me, talk to them, and then I actually seen a message that he sent. He said, "Hey, we need you to pick up the phone. Barcelona are gonna put in an offer for you." And then
Wow.
I like woke up. From there, I didn't go to sleep. As soon as I read the message, I called my agents, got on the phone, did whatever we had to do. But yeah, it was crazy because I didn't wake up at 4:30. I woke up maybe 5:30, and I seen the message, and I was like, "Oh hell, I gotta wake up." So I woke up and then spoke to them. It was a process, but yeah, it all worked out. It's crazy how fast and how when you least expect it, your life can change in less than 24 hours, and that's exactly what mine did. In less than 24 hours, I was on calls. I agreed to terms. I did my part, and then everything else had to be agreed on the club sides.
Yeah.
But within 24 hours, my life changed, and it's crazy to think about it because I never would have imagined. I dreamed of playing for the biggest teams in the world, and I dreamed of becoming the best version of myself, and to be here, it's only going to help me do just that. So I'm excited to see where my development goes. I'm excited. I feel in this last month and a half, I've developed and I've learned so much, and I feel my confidence is a lot higher. I feel like um my game is a lot better, and it's just everything here is with the ball. You know, you're never not doing something with the ball, and it's always very fast paced. And yeah, like I said, it's a dream come true. It's amazing.
And I think it showed in the Mexico game. I think you were the best one out there, and the fans know
Appreciate it,
love
bro.
you too.
Yeah, no. It's all a process, and yeah, we'll see. You know, we got three very good. I'm sure there's a lot of right backs and Liga MX around Mexican right backs, but yeah, George and Kevin are very good, and we're all competing, and we all want to help each other. We all want to have each other's back, and I want them to succeed as much as they possibly can. And I know the sky's the limit for them, so I can't wait to see what the future has in store for both of them.
And the Gold Cup is coming, so we'll see who's like. like
It's coming. Yep. It's coming.
How's did Rafa Marquez being in Barcelona, did that help you make the decision easier to go to Barcelona?
No. Did it help me make my decision to go there?
Yeah.
Um,
Or you didn't talk to him at all?
but no, I didn't talk to him at all before making the move.
Okay.
Um, I wasn't in talks with him before making the move, but yeah, I mean, once Barcelona came to the table, how can you say no to Barcelona? You know, it's even if it was just 1 year alone, whatever it is, you can't say no to Barcelona. And the year that you learn there, you learn more than you can learn somewhere else. You know. But yeah, it was a decision that nobody would have affected me.
Yeah.
If Barcelona came to the table, it was a yes. It was an automatic yes. Didn't matter whatever circumstances, whatever they had to offer. You know. But when I got here, he was a very big. I spoke to him a lot. He was very, very helpful in whatever I needed. Very open to me. Um, Whatever I needed off the field, he said he's always open for me. Um, but yeah, very, very, very impressive to. That was my first time meeting him, and like I said, it was crazy to meet him and shake his hand and get to talk to him and be coached by him because he's one of the best center backs in the world that's ever played the game, and yeah, it's amazing.
Um, have you had any talks with Xavi Hernandez? Has he talked to you about any future plans?
And not yet. I've only been here for a month, and I'm still adapting. And I've just been focusing more on trying to play and trying to adapt and trying to get used to everybody, and creating good friendships. That's been easy. But yeah, he speaks. He asked me how the national team game, how the national team went. He asked me, or he told me that they watched the games, and yeah, that I did well. So everything takes time, and step by step. So right now I'm focusing on just learning, preparing, and just being ready for the moment whenever it comes. If it comes, if it doesn't, I just got to continue to work. And yeah, this is how it goes, and you just got to stay open minded. You have to be able to learn. You have to be willing to suffer a little bit. So yeah, everything will happen at the right time, and like I said, everything will happen for a reason. So I'm just enjoying what I have now, and yeah, enjoying the process.
I'm gonna give you the last fast questions.
No
Uh,
worries. No, you got some time if you want.
no, we good, bro. Like we went through all the questions, and
Yeah.
yeah, and then there were really good answers too. We gonna make a lot of reels, a lot of TikToks.
Yeah.
Uh, favorite food?
Out here?
In general, Mexican, American, Spanish,
Ooh, I love sushi.
sushi.
I love me some sushi. I'm not very picky though. I can eat anything, literally anything.
Picante?
Picante?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I can eat it. Maybe not as much as some of the players do because they put a lot of picante on whatever they eat. I
Yeah.
can eat it, but like Uriel Antuna, he he if he sees this video or anything, he'll start laughing because the amount of picante he puts on his salsa on his anything he eats, it's unreal. He probably finishes the whole bottle on one plate,
Golly. What about
and
this?
he's still fast.
He's still fat. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
that guy. This was kind of hard. Chivas o America. You gotta give us one.
Nah, nah, I don't know. I don't know. Let's just say that I'm very open to playing in Liga MX one day. Hopefully, whenever I'm my career is whenever I've done my time in Europe, I definitely wanna experience Liga MX.
Let me ask this question a little bit easier. What team do you support when you were a kid?
See, it's just different. Like
Just any Liga MX team.
yeah. But I'm gonna tell you about my family because
Oh,
my dad, he loved Cruz Azul. My grandma and grandpa liked America. My tío liked Chivas. But my family from León supported León.
yeah.
So, I was manipulated everywhere and everywhere. So I couldn't really pick a team.
Mm.
But yeah, like it's hard. It's hard. It's these are some difficult questions you're giving me.
Well, at least you gave us five options. Okay, so we kind of see
Yeah, no,
where you're leaning
I,
to.
I, I support them all.
Yeah, let's go with that one, right? Um, Favorite hobbies?
Favorite hobbies.
Mhm.
Mm, Back in LA, what I really like, what I can't do here, what I did there, is I love to walk my dogs. I love to, I was always walking my dogs. One of my favorite hobbies is just going outside, walking my dogs, listening to music. Um, I used to play video games, but not. It's been probably a couple after the game against Nashville, LA Galaxy Nashville. I stopped playing, so haven't played for probably like a year now.
Wow.
What else? To be honest, I'd like to just chill. Now that I've been out here, I just come to my apartment, talk to my family whenever I can, sleep, rest. Like to walk around the city because I'm downtown in the city, and it's a beautiful city. It's a lot of tourism, a lot of people walking around all the time. So it's a beautiful city for sure.
I was going to ask you this. Is it difficult, like living in Barcelona by yourself? Back in LA, you had your family, and now moving abroad, and then to new culture, new team. Does it get lonely at times?
Yeah, just like Alfonso Davies said. I don't know if you guys have seen how what Alfonso Davies said. He said like he's a popular loner.
Mhm.
It's kind of what it is, man. You the first 2 weeks, I had my family come when I first signed. They were here. But you kind of start to realize, like for me now, um, I wake up in the morning to train. I stay there as long as I can to do whatever I can because when I come home, I just chill in my house. I don't do anything. I don't play video games. I just sometimes on the phone, watching TV, watching football games whenever they're playing, Netflix series, or I go for a walk. But I have one of my friends that lives out here, so whenever that I hang out with him. My agents sometimes come. They're based in Netherlands, so it's only an hour and a half flight. So whenever I need them, they'll come out here. But to be fair, yeah, it does get lonely for sure. But it's what family's for. You talk to your family all the time. I talk to my family every day. So it makes it easier because I know what it's for, and I'm doing it for them. I wanna better their lives. I want to make them proud. So all the sacrifice that they took when I was 10, 8, 9, all their lives to come into the United States to better the lives of ours, of my brothers, my sisters, and you know, they took a lot of sacrifice. So for me, I want to, you know, there's not enough work that I can do to repay them, but to continue to work hard and you know, try to make my dreams come true.
Let me ask you this. This is a two-part question. What's the worst advice that they ever gave you?
Worst advice. Worst advice.
That one's a little hard.
Yeah, yeah. Mm, not really any worst advice have given me. You know, I think when I was in high school or middle school, I think it was, I was playing basketball, football. I would play football, American football, when I was behind my dad's back. So my dad didn't know I was playing football. My mom did sometimes. So I was doing football and soccer at the same time. And it wasn't really advice that he gave me, but he never wanted me to play any other sport. Not that he didn't want me to play any other sport, but he didn't support me playing football and soccer at the same time because it was during the same, I think it was like the same season. So I would go from a football game straight to a soccer game, or from a soccer game, I would get back and go straight to football. So, but I realized why he didn't want me to play, you know, and I don't know. There's not really any bad advice that I've received from them. You know, they've been on this earth for a lot of time. They've experienced things that I haven't, and you know, it's only right for them to tell me what they think and what they've learned, even if it's bad. You know, if it's bad, then I'll learn, and maybe sometimes I don't listen, and sometimes I've made mistakes, and I've learned from my mistakes.
Now, what's the best advice they gave you?
Just to follow my dreams, and that my family will always be to support me, no matter where I am, no matter where I go. That my family will always be there. And just you know, one of the biggest things for me is that my dad and my mom have always, you know, that instilled in me and my brother and my family, my brother, my sister. It's just hard work, you know. Nothing's gonna come easy. Nothing comes easy. You know, they sacrifice so much, from working in the fields to truck driving. Sometimes I wouldn't see my dad come home. When I would see him, he would give me a kiss at 4:30 in the morning just to let me know that he's leaving. So I would get home late from training. But yeah, hard work is the key to everything. You know, you got to work hard and sacrifice for what you want to achieve. So that's kind of why I am the way I am, and I continue to grind even when things don't go my way, when I want things to go differently. You know, everything happens for a reason, and everything will come at my time when it's supposed to.
That was hard. That was hard. But I really appreciate it, man. I really I want to thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. You know, Barcelona. This is one of my biggest interviews, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, bro. No worries. I'm sorry. I could have. The thing is for me to do it in Spanish, I can't really express how I feel, and you know, you wouldn't have got the best interview from me. But yeah, maybe the fans get mad. I don't know.
they'll be all right. I'm just gonna put the subtitles. They'll be all right.
Yeah, no. It was just something that I felt that I can. Every time I tell people, you know, for me to express myself, I'd rather express myself in English, because you will understand me more, and I can really tell you from my heart how I feel. In Spanish, I can talk to you. You might not get the best interview, but you'll get what you asked for.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's two completely different languages, and I mean, you gave some great answers. And
Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, man. I'm just gonna be good. I'm just gonna get some good people in it.
the what?
But anytime, I'm sure the interview is gonna be good. Like when you release it, I'm sure it'll be dope. Let me know, and if you need anything else, hit me up.
Got you, man. Thank you. Y,
Hell yeah, bro.
y espero ya en la próxima Copa ahora verte ahí de titular, ¿eh?
Ojalá, bro. Ojalá. That's the
Right.
goal. That's the goal, and that's what I'm working for. So, God's timing.
Eso sí, carnal. Te cuidas. Bye.
Igual, bro. Chao.